To end the holiday weekend. This rare tornado in New Jersey touching down between two of the state's busiest highways. Its force caught on camera flipping over this car, plus this powerful lightning strike. The threats on the radar this morning.
Blown to bits, a massive blast rocking this Florida shopping center.
Just like a big bomb.
This building decimated as people are sent running from a popular gym. Nearly 24 injured, the latest on the investigation into what set it off.
On edge, Southern California bracing for more aftershocks as we're seeing new images demonstrating the power of Friday's big quake. Store owners and homeowners picking up the pieces this morning.
Breaking overnight, Stevie's surgery. Music legend Stevie Wonder stunning the crowd with his announcement.
What's going to happen is this. I'm going to have surgery.
The procedure that's forcing him to take a break from performing.
And winner take all at the World Cup final. The U.S. women's team hitting the field this morning. Their do or die battle with the Netherlands, the European champs. Can they take the World Cup title?
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
And good Sunday morning, everybody. Big game later today. We will have much more on the World Cup fever coming up. But first, though, we want to start here with the breaking news. A rare tornado in New Jersey.
Look at this video of a car getting flipped in a parking lot. It's picked up in Mount Laurel. That's a confirmed EF0 tornado with speeds of up to 70 miles an hour.
So let's kick things off with Rob, who has much more on all of this. Robert, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Dan. The East Coast has been stuck in a lot of heat and humidity, and we had rounds and rounds of storms yesterday. Over 150 storm reports from the Rockies to the East Coast, including 2 tornadoes, one of which was in New Jersey. Overnight, a storm front hammering the Northeast with severe weather. Watch as a tornado in New Jersey flips over this car. An EF0 twister strong enough to lift the sedan, leaving it on its side. The tornado with 70-mile-per-hour winds just 15 feet wide, traveling less than a tenth of a mile, but right through the heart of Mount Laurel's business district, ripping HVAC units right off rooftops. Near Chester, Pennsylvania, a spinning funnel cloud against the ominous dark sky as fans evacuate a canceled soccer match. And along the Jersey shore, thunder and lightning bringing an early end to the beach day there. Same storm system bringing thunderstorms to Boston. A bolt of lightning striking the mast of a 40-foot sailboat. The strike causing electrical damage, but no one was hurt. Thankfully, no one was hurt. July, the deadliest month for lightning strikes, so be careful if you're near the water today. We are looking for this front to be drifting down to the south, so the bulk of the storms and the heaviest rain today and tomorrow will be along this front, mostly from the mid-Atlantic down across parts of the Carolinas, and we could see some heavy rains to the point of seeing some flooding. And that spin that's over Tennessee right now could develop into something in the Gulf. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Wait, over to you.
All right, Rob, we'll check back with you later in the show. Thank you. We want to turn now to that massive explosion at a shopping mall in Florida, showering debris across the parking lot and sending people running for cover. ABC's Victor Oquendo is at the scene with the very latest. Victor, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. This is still an active scene. You can see all that debris right there behind me. Multiple departments responded to this one, including the ATF. They're now assisting in this investigation into this apparent gas explosion.
They heard an explosion and can see smoke. The smoke is north of him. As you can see, grayish white smoke.
It's the devastating aftermath of the powerful explosion at a South Florida shopping center. One building leveled, debris everywhere, stretching across parking lots.
I thought it was a bomb.
It was just like a big bomb, and then I saw light, and then just this huge cloud of, debris.
Survivors fleeing the rubble, some even tending to the injured. With smoke billowing into the air, the first call came in around 11:30 Saturday morning, a reported gas explosion with multiple injuries and people possibly trapped.
It looked like a war zone. I thought I was going to see bodies everywhere.
First responders racing in, canvassing the destruction with search dogs looking for survivors.
There appears to be what looks like some kind of an explosion. Haven't confirmed a gas leak just yet.
Guillermo Villa shot this video of the aftermath. He tells us he was about to charge his Tesla, but ended up dodging flying debris by diving underneath his car, and that likely saved his life.
I was thinking, now I could be in an ambulance or in a hospital or in a plastic bag. It was so close that, I'm blessed.
And LA Fitness across from the decimated building taking the brunt of the blast as well. Those inside the gym at the time making their way outside amid the chaos. Windows blown out, the front destroyed.
And I was telling them, get the kids to the car. They didn't have shoes on. They were, freaking out because they had no shoes, so we were carrying them.
Investigators working to determine the cause. Firefighters conducting multiple rounds of searches, clearing the area and shutting off the gas. 23 people were hurt, 19 transported to hospitals, but miraculously, nobody died.
As bad as it is, it could have been a lot worse.
And at last check, only one of the victims is still in the hospital, listed in fair condition. This cleanup is going to take some time. Dan?
But as that fire official said, it could have been a lot worse. Victor, thank you very much. Victor Akendo on the ground in Florida for us. Now to the state of emergency in California, where the governor is asking the White House for help after the largest earthquake in Southern California in 20 years. Meanwhile, people on the ground there bracing for more aftershocks and the possibility of an even larger quake. ABC's Marcus Moore right there in Ridgecrest. Marcus, good morning to you.
Dan, good morning. It seemed to be a quieter night in terms of the aftershocks that you could actually feel, but there were some strong jolts overnight as residents here begin to recover. And as you can see behind me, some have to start all over.
California on edge overnight as residents try to recover from back-to-back violent earthquakes.
Get under the table. Get under the table. Oh, my God.
While still bracing for aftershocks.
I was screaming for my husband. It was pretty scary with all the water coming out.
The shaking so severe, watch this woman struggle to get up.
I used to see this in the movies, people falling down. I think, oh, this is corny. It's real.
Thousands evacuating in the wake of the 7.1 magnitude quake that rocked Southern California, leaving thousands without power and many homes in shambles.
I wouldn't care if I didn't have to go back in that house ever again. That's how intense it was.
It's just not safe for us to go home, so at this point I'm just homeless.
I toured one family's home in Trona. Their belongings scattered and broken on the floor, picture frames hanging sideways, and air vents hanging from the ceiling.
Look at that crack. And they were telling me that the doors couldn't hardly open them. They had to kind of pry their way in. Could you stand?
I couldn't hardly stand.
Could barely stand.
I could barely stand.
Others recovering from fires that broke out as a result of the earthquake. One witness recounting the horror.
The windows started cracking and flames started shooting out, and I just backed up because I wasn't sure if it was gonna blow up.
After two major quakes in less than 48 hours that shook pools, ravaged stores, and split roads apart, California's governor is calling on residents to come together.
We all, I think, have a unique role and responsibility to prepare individually to be prepared for the next earthquake of magnitude even greater than 7.1.
And while it seems that things have calmed down here, residents here are not yet in the clear. Experts say there is still about a 3% chance this area could see a stronger earthquake in the coming days. Eva.
All right, we're thinking of those people this morning, Marcus. Well, now to President Trump's approval rating on the rise. A just released ABC News Washington Post poll has his approval rating at 44%, the highest of his career, up 5 points since April. However, 53% disapprove of his overall job performance. ABC's Rachel Scott is in New Jersey, where the president is spending the weekend. Rachel, good morning.
Yes, Eva, good morning to you. The president's approval ratings at its peak, but our latest poll shows just how vulnerable the president could be ahead of the 2020 election. For starters, the majority of Americans, 53%, still disapprove of the president's performance in office. And that's not the only thing casting a shadow over those high approval ratings. Even though most Americans oppose impeachment, 65% say the president has acted unpresidential. So what exactly does this mean ahead of 2020? Well, in a nationwide head-to-head matchup, Joe Biden outperforms President Trump by 10 points among registered voters. Also among those voters surveyed, our poll indicates a tight race right now between President Trump and Senators Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren. Eva?
Now, Rachel, speaking of Biden, he's been in some hot water on race issues ever since Senator Harris went after him in that first Democratic debate. How is the former vice president handling that?
Yes, Eva, for weeks, Biden faced criticism after his comments about working to find common ground with segregationists. While campaigning in South Carolina yesterday, he issued this apology.
Now, was I wrong a few weeks ago to somehow give the impression to people that I was praising those men who I successfully opposed time and again? Well, yes, I was. I regret it. And I'm sorry for any of the pain or misconception they may have caused anybody.
And Biden's still top of mind for President Trump, who tweeted yesterday calling him a reclamation project and attacked his record. He also said the former VP just simply won't win. Eva?
Rachel Scott for us in New Jersey. Thank you. Over to you, Dan.
Eva and Rachel, thank you. So much to talk about here. So let's bring in our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, who's in D.C., where she's going to be hosting this week, later this morning. Martha, good morning. Let's pick up with this Biden story. I noticed that after he issued that apology that we just heard, clearly hoping to put this issue behind him, the press secretary for Kamala Harris tweeted, "Every candidate's record will and should be scrutinized in this race. There are no free passes." So does that suggest to you that Biden's not really out of the woods on this issue of race?
Well, Kamala Harris's press secretary is right. He's probably not out of the woods. It took him weeks to apologize. So clearly this issue was sticking to Joe Biden, and it will in the future. He'll be scrutinized about everything. All the candidates will be scrutinized about everything. You'll probably hear Joe Biden mention Barack Obama a lot on the campaign trail, certainly trying to put all of this behind him. But this is a campaign about issues. This is a campaign about every issue. The press and his opponents will keep looking at this issue.
Yeah, Barack Obama was a huge theme in Biden's speech yesterday, really hugging him in that speech in order to make the point that he was associated with that president. I want to loop back, though, to the big ABC News Washington Post poll that's out this morning. So yes, there are causes for concern in there for President Trump. And yet, the economy is strong. His approval rating is up in our poll to a record. And heading into 2020, he definitely has the power of incumbency at his back. So should all of that taken together be a wake-up call for Democrats?
Yes, 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 and especially the economy. The economy, as you said, is very robust. President Trump will remind everybody about the economy again and again. And despite his disapproval rating, some of those independents are going to say, hey, look, the economy is in really good shape, if it remains that way, of course. So maybe I can forget about all those other things I don't like about President Trump. So, yes, that is a very big issue. But you also have to look at immigration. That is his signature issue. Things certainly didn't go well this week on that with those reports about conditions at those migrant facilities. And that, too, is going to be a big issue, and his opponents are going to go after that in a very big way. They already are. And
immigration is going to be a big focus for you this morning. We know. Martha, thank you very much. I want to remind everybody, Martha's got a big show this morning. She's going to be speaking exclusively with acting DHS Secretary Kevin McAleenan about the crisis on the border and the images that came out this week. Plus, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib sits down with Martha just days after her trip to the border facility in Clint, Texas. It's all coming up on This Week right here on ABC. And Whit, over to you.
Dan, thanks. Another story we're following. Multi-millionaire Jeffrey Epstein was arrested Saturday for alleged sex trafficking of girls in Florida and New York. That's according to multiple sources telling ABC News that the indictment against Epstein remains under seal until a hearing tomorrow in federal court in Manhattan. There's been no comment from prosecutors or an attorney for Epstein. Epstein is a registered sex offender from a previous plea agreement.
Now to Kevin Spacey's criminal case heading back to court in Massachusetts Monday as reports claim the actor could be facing new legal trouble abroad. ABC's Ariel Reshef is here with that story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Eva. For more than a year, the Oscar winner has been under the microscope, facing accusations of sexual misconduct at home and abroad. Variety now reporting Kevin Spacey was interviewed by British detectives after at least 6 men in the UK came forward with claims against him.
This morning, that new report from Variety magazine claiming actor Kevin Spacey was interviewed by Scotland Yard regarding several allegations of sexual assault in the UK. When ABC News asked directly about Spacey, London Metropolitan Police confirmed its complex case team questioned a man about 6 separate claims of sexual misconduct, ranging from 1996 to 2013, but said it does not identify any person subject to an investigation. Variety saying Spacey voluntarily submitted to that interrogation back in May, which was conducted under caution, a British term meaning it was recorded and could be used in possible future prosecution.
It is important to note that Spacey has not been arrested or formally charged for any of the allegations in the UK, so it stands to be seen whether or not these cases will continue forward, but he is currently cooperating with police.
British authorities telling ABC the man they interviewed was not arrested and inquiries are ongoing.
In the UK, that time frame, the fact that the allegation goes back so far, won't preclude him from being prosecuted.
ABC News reached out to Spacey's camp, his manager telling us they are not commenting on whether the actor spoke to British detectives. The embattled star facing accusations of sexual assault on both sides of the pond, breaking more than a year of silence with this cryptic video back in December of 2018 in the voice of his iconic character Frank Underwood from the hit Netflix show House of Cards.
And my confidence grows each day that soon enough you will know the full truth.
Just this week, the former Nantucket busboy who accused Spacey of groping him at a bar in 2016, dropping his civil suit.
It signals that the family is more interested in criminal prosecution and getting justice.
But the 59-year-old still facing a criminal charge stemming from that alleged encounter.
All right.
Spacey has denied the claims against him.
And Spacey is due in court on Monday in that Massachusetts criminal case. No word yet on whether he will actually appear, but if convicted, guys, he could face up to 5 years behind bars.
All right, Ariel, thank you very much. Other news from the world of Hollywood. The actor Cameron Boyce, star of the Disney Channel's Descendants movies, has died. His family announcing the news overnight. Boyce was just 20 years old. The family says he died in his sleep of a seizure, the result of an unspecified medical condition for which he was being treated. The Disney Channel saying in a statement that Boyce was incredibly talented and that he will be dearly missed.
Very sad story there. We do want to transition here, get back to the weather. Rob Marciano's here. Really dangerous weather in our area the past 24 hours.
A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, rounds of storms, and some leftovers from some of those storms could develop into something in the Gulf. So let's talk about that and show you a picture in the meantime of Pensacola Beach, Florida. Look at that crystal clear water. Temperatures, the water temperatures in the upper 80s. Air temperature right now 80 degrees, be in the mid 90s today. So great beach day, but we are watching what may be an issue here going forward. The spin over Nashville. National Hurricane Center is thinking it's going to drift down to the Gulf of Mexico, and by midweek has about a 20% chance of developing into a tropical cyclone, potentially a named storm. So we're watching that. So anywhere from Houston towards Florida should be on the lookout for that. Traveling today, interstates are going to be wet down across the midsection of the country and across the East Coast as well, south of D.C. especially. That's a check on what's happening nationally weather-wise. Your local forecast is now.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Josh Knight. If you're getting out and about for anything today or going out to watch the World Cup final, game starts at 11. At that point, around 83 degrees and mainly just cloudy. Now, as we head into the afternoon, rain and thunderstorms will pop up again, and some of them could have some very heavy rain wrapped up in there. Your forecast for today, a high of 86 degrees, still really humid. So because of that, it will feel like we're topping out in the low 90s again. 86 today as we get into tomorrow, 82. Finally, some drier weather for the middle of the week.
One of my goals this year is to learn how to whistle like a man. You know, one of those piercing whistles that could.
So you could do something like a man at some point.
Something.
Just
Exactly.
give me one thing.
It really looks like you're whistling like a rabbit.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
It's like an overnight.
It's a work in progress.
Well, when you get it figured out, we want to see.
Rob Marciano, keeping it weird for us on a Sunday morning. Thank you, buddy.
Don't ever do that again. We love you, Rob.
Well, turning now, the U.S. women's soccer team going head-to-head with the Netherlands today in the World Cup final, with the American women looking to defend their title. ABC's Adrienne Baker is in Lyon, France, where the teams are about to battle it out. Good morning to you, Adrienne.
Hey, good morning, Eve. I'm glad to hear you guys having such a good time. We're having a great time here in Lyon, France. It's another hot and sticky yet beautiful day here, and we've had quite the morning. We were able to talk to soccer icon Brandi Chastain. She says she was so excited for this game, she didn't even sleep. And after talking to players on the team, they've got this combo of nervousness and excitement as they get ready to explode on this world stage.
This morning, everything is on the line. Both the Netherlands and the U.S. have a shot at making history in today's World